There's a part in your book you talk about mentors, and we've even talked about mentors in this very episode. The word gets tossed around a lot. The word coach gets tossed around a lot. What's the difference between a mentor and a coach, and how do you view those relationships in your life?
Yeah, so I don't think it matters so much what the relationship to you is. Call it what you want, a mentor, a coach. I mean, they can be people that are dead. You're reading their books or whatever, right? Or they can be somebody that's like your grandpa that you see every day. Here's the secret to the whole thing is like, there are people that have gone before you and they're coming back on the path, and who better to tell you what's ahead than the person that's gone on the path.
Yeah.
So what I say is look for people that inspire you, and then you want to find the person that's where you want to be, that used to be where you're at, and then do whatever you can to be around them.
Yep.
So for sometimes you got to hire them, right? A coach or whatever. Sometimes it's a mentor. Sometimes you can work for them for free. Sometimes you can just get an hour of their time, whatever that looks like. Sometimes you have to read their book or watch them on YouTube or whatever that might be.
Yep.
But ultimately find out who's done it. Success leaves clues. Dude, everything that's made me a good at anything I've ever done, my real estate, my masterminds, my events, I borrowed ideas from other people. I put my own twist on it.
Yep.
But I learned that from people that were much smarter than me. And so it's the same.
And by the way, that's exactly what they did.
Yes, exactly.
There's nothing new under the sun.
There's only so much truth, you know. You know it when you hear it. You're like, oh, that's brilliant.
Well, like you said, Marcus Aurelius was writing this shit like 2,500 years ago. Like nothing's new.
Yeah.
It's just that, you got to go digest it and find the information that already exists.
Well, and you get to put your own personality in it and then deliver it in a way that your audience will receive it, right?
And only you are capable of delivering.
Correct. Yeah. And that's like, Jesus was the best example of that. Like, why did Jesus come? To show people how to find their highest self.
Yeah.
What he was really doing was showing people how to find your highest self. And for most of the world, I think 60%, believes in Jesus or whatever of the whole population of the world. It's like, that gives them a perfect example of going, look, this is how you find your highest and best self. For other people, they can look to Muhammad or, whoever Buddha that person, Buddha, sure. But ultimately, all of those great spiritual leaders are showing each person how to find their highest self. They all use the same basic principles, and it's done in their own message so that it can be received by that audience. And so I think that, again, I think there's universal truths, and our job is to be able to, try to get as much of that information as we can, live the best life we can, and then share it in a way that it can help other people, that it'll be received.
Yeah. There's a really good book I've just picked up recently. It's called Steal Like an Artist. I'm about 60% of the way through it. Austin Kleon wrote it, and he talks about this idea of like I don't know if he calls it this, but this is how I'm remembering it in my mind. It's like a mentorship tree. So like you go find somebody that you look up to, that you respect or admire, and like kind of all the bullets that you just mentioned. And then you go look for the 4 or 5 people that person looked up to, respected, admired. And you go study like those things. You go look at like the people that those people looked up to, respected, you know what I mean? And you start finding these common themes, and you start again, figuring out and getting okay with the idea that like, oh, all these thoughts I've been having, these aren't new. People have been having these thoughts for thousands of years. These concepts that my mentor is working through are the same concepts that Abraham Lincoln was working through, that this person was working through, that person was working through, that Marcus Aurelius was working through. Like a lot of these things are very similar. You just have to figure out the information that resonates with you based on what you want to do on your unique, for your unique perspective. And then how you share that, like you said before, comes through in your personality, in your thoughts and your experiences. And maybe if you're lucky, can hit and resonate with an audience of people who care about what you have to say and care about your spin on it because they want to learn from you. You know what I mean? And like, I think that's just our responsibility, is just to carry on truth and to disseminate information and let correct ideas and incorrect ideas bash heads and duke it out until correct ideas stand strong. And those are the things that we keep progressing from, generation to generation. It's not only not a bad thing to like steal from other people in terms of like in the way we've been talking about it. Obviously plagiarism is wrong, but steal concepts, ideas, turn them into your own and speak them the way that feels good to you. Like that's not only not bad, it's actually good and suggested.